Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
What? Yeah, it's on. Well, enjoy.
Not yet.
Okay. You can step forward, Pat, just a little bit. Here we go. Here we go. Come dance with me. You ready? I lead. Be careful. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Hey there, cutes, put on your dancing boots and come dance with me. Come dance with me, what an evening for a terpsichore. Pretty face, I know a swinging place. Come on, dance with me. Romance with me on the crowded floor. And while the rhythm thinks of what lovely things I'll be saying, for what is dancing but making love set to music playing? When the band begins to leave the stand and folks start to roll, as we walk home cheek to cheek we'll be. Come on, come on, come on, come on and dance with me. Hey there, cutes, put on your dancing boots and come dance with me. Come dance with me, what an evening for a terpsichore. Pretty face, I know a swinging place. Come on, dance with me. Romance with me on a crowded floor. And while the rhythm pings on what lovely things I'll be saying, for what is dancing but making love set to music playing? When the band begins to leave the stand and folks start to roll, as we walk home cheek to cheek we'll be. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Hey there, come on and dance with me. Yeah!
Well, they can hear it anyway. I think we'll do applause next. Applause. 2, 3, 4.
What is it that we're living for? Applause, applause. Nothing I know brings
son. We have one more. We'll finish our little mini concert by doing our song that we're dedicating. We can always dedicate it to the town of Duxbury, which should be right, but it's called Favorite Son. And for all the politicians out there, you Democrats and you Republicans and independents, you can decide which one you're going to vote for, because this was the song that comes from Will Rogers' Follies, and it's the favorite son when they asked, oh gosh, I'm having a senior moment. Will Rogers, thank you very much.
Hello, everybody.
Will Rogers was asked to run for president back in the late 20s, early 30s. All right. Nothing first. Can you just, there we go, Lord. All right. Remember, first time through. Nothing. I won't even do the motions because you can't see me.
No flag.
No flag?
No flags. No flags first time through. No flags. Okay. Ready and go.
The day the people's victory is won. With spirit and spunk is country pump, the cheddar and junk that they've been feeding us. Hooray for our favorite son. You Democrats and Republicans, I'm asking for your vote. A young Steve-run party with some new ideas to float. Don't ask me what my platform is, I leave that stuff alone. 'Cause no one keeps their promises, as history has shown. I'll run a clean campaign and that will be my winning card. Considering the kind we've had, well, that won't be too hard. The elephant truck and Democrat donkey will be down the drain and sunk. The day the people's victory is won. With spirit and spunk is gonna be bunk, the jabber and junk that they've been feeding us. Hooray for our favorite son. You Democrats and Republicans, I am asking for your vote. I've got this Tea Party with some new ideas to float. Don't ask me what my platform is, I leave that stuff alone. 'Cause no one keeps their promises, as history has shown. I'll run a clean campaign and that will be my winning card. Considering the kind we've had, well, that won't be too hard.
Wave the flag.
The elephant truck and Democrat donkey will be down the drain and sunk. The day the people's victory is won. With spirit and spunk is gonna be bumped, the jabber and junk that they've been feeding us. Hooray for our favorite, hooray for our favorite, hooray for our favorite son. Yay!
All right, down. Now just keep going off. Thank you very much, folks. You're so wise. I don't, did I talk about it? Something flew off.
First your pants, now your buttons. I'm very impressed with your jumping up and down.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Good job.
Hey, have a good
job.
summer. Good you're here. Good you're here. Thanks, Pat.
Are you the keeper of the flag or sir?
Give it to Janine. Okay?
I gotta go back to the house and get my flag.
Thanks, Jim.
We got that flag.
We don't want to overwhelm the ribbon. You have a choice. No, I don't want to FYI.
Happy summer.
All right.
I like it here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to help you.
Hey, hon.
I'm going to help you.
Whoever flashes,
May I? great, gang. See you. Try to get a date.
I'm wondering if I could jump up.
Okay, you want to come by tomorrow? Okay. What time works for you?
Get that, George?
About 1:30 tomorrow. Okay. All right, good. And if it's a nice day, we'll go somewhere and sit outside and chat. Is that all right? Okay. All right, good. I'll see you tomorrow at 1:30.
Okay.
Shoot me an email, will you?
Yes,
To my STJ.
No,
Okay.
no. Now I'm thinking if I can remember now between here and home. Because
Yeah.
I got a long
If
distance
you
now.
think of it,
I'm like,
if you can, all right.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, or give me a call, leave me a message or something.
All right,
All right.
sounds good. All
Okay,
right.
good. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you very much,
Nice
Barbara.
job. Nice
You did a
job.
wonderful job.
Thank you.
I want to introduce our representatives, state representatives, and senators and congressmen. First, they're going to have resolutions for us for the 375th. So right here we have State Representative Daniel Webster. We have Senator Hedlund, Tom Coulter, and we have William Keating. Congressman William Keating could not be here, but his representative Michael Jackman is here today. So I'm going to let them, one by one, do what they do best. Oh, I'm sorry. Also to the left, we have Sheriff Joe McDonald here today, too.
Thank you, Ann. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here this afternoon to celebrate Duxbury's 375th birthday. What a milestone. Happy birthday to the town of Duxbury. I can't help but reflect as well as celebrate today, and I've had the good fortune of having two towns that I represent have milestone birthdays this year, and both Duxbury and Pembroke were so critical to the early development of our nation. We remember the Saxon values that came from England long before William the Conqueror, that led to the Magna Carta, that led to English common law, that eventually inspired the Pilgrims to come here, who created the Mayflower Compact. Many of those Pilgrims, John Alden, the elder William Brewster, and Miles Standish, ended up right here in the town of Duxbury not too many years after they first settled in Plymouth. And these are where the real seeds of democracy were planted. The seeds that men like Thomas Jefferson and John Adams remembered and looked to when they wrote the Declaration of Independence, and then the other forefathers who eventually created our great Constitution that we have. So it's important for all of us to remember that and to really pay respect to those that came before us here and recognize how important what they did was to the development of the great country that we live in. So without any further ado, I just want to present this to Ann. It is a resolution passed by the House of Representatives. It's presented by Representative Coulter and myself, honoring Duxbury on its 375th birthday. Happy birthday to the town of Duxbury.
Thank you, Representative Webster. Thank you, Ann. I'm State Senator Bob Hedlund. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you today to celebrate Duxbury's 375th. Happy birthday, everybody. I was reminded by Karen Barry before I got up here that Lincoln's Gettysburg Address was only a couple minutes long. And of course, he was preceded by Edward Everett, who spoke for 2 hours. I'll keep it somewhere in between. No, I'm kidding. The faster we move along this program, I know the quicker we're going to get to that beautiful cake back there, which I'm looking forward to. But I just wanted to also echo the words of Representative Webster and say congratulations to everybody, current day residents of Duxbury, that have continued the great historic tradition that's been carried on through those 375 years. We've got a tremendous history here in Duxbury that runs deep. The character of this community is strong. Great role, as Representative Webster alluded to. Duxbury's role in our war for independence was significant. We've had political and business giants who have been honored and I guess proud to call Duxbury home. So I join with my colleagues in the legislature in putting forward resolutions passed by the Massachusetts Senate. I won't read them all, but it's my honor to have submitted these. They've been read into the record of the Senate on June 4th, 2012, and they congratulate the residents in the town of Duxbury on the 375th anniversary of its founding. And I would pass these along to all the residents of Duxbury through Ann and the entire 375th committee, congratulations, and we look forward to getting over there to that cake.
Thank you, Senator, and thank you, Ann. I'm State Rep Tom Coulter, and it's not easy to be the third speaker. I may note the first Democrat, in the spirit of that song, I thought I should mention that, the first Democrat to have the privilege to speak with you today. But before I say anything, I do want to wish all the dads out there a happy Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to you all. On this occasion of the 375th, I think my friend and colleague, Rep Webster, said it eloquently. There have been many statesmen that have come before us that have really made a lasting imprint, not only on Duxbury and the United States of America, but on the world. We all know who they are. Dan eloquently went through a bit of their history. But I think the greatness didn't end with the passing of the centuries before us. As we look out over Duxbury today, your town has just made a major investment in the education of our children, something you should all be very proud of. So greatness has not stopped with the 375th. It continues on, and I congratulate you for that, and I want to wish all Duxbury residents a very happy 375th birthday. Congratulations.
Thank you, folks. My name is Mike Jackman. I'm going to stand over here. And I wanted to pass along the regrets of Congressman Keating, who couldn't be here today, but certainly wishes you all a happy 375th birthday. On his behalf, I'd like to especially thank the committee, including Ann and Karen and all the other folks in the green shirts who did so much to make today happen, and all the events that are going on throughout the year to celebrate this auspicious occasion. It's our privilege and Congressman Keating's privilege to represent such an area that's so rich in history, and it was such an important and integral role in the birthplace of our nation, so rich in natural resources, as we know. And as I look out and see a young man in uniform today, it makes me think that, as Representative Coulter alluded to, history doesn't stop at 375 years. Like a lot of the words in these resolutions refer to the founding and what happened over 300 years ago, but you know, history doesn't stop, and Duxbury, as we all know, continues to contribute to our nation's history and defending our freedoms. And we thank you, we thank all the men and women in uniform for all they do to contribute to that, because they are part of our history, not only in Duxbury, but of course, all across America. So again, enjoy this beautiful day, and on behalf of Congressman Keating, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming, and I hope you can stay a little while and have cake at 2 o'clock.
Thank you.
Great. Want to introduce Fred Weiler, who is the moderator of Duxbury, and he is going to be reading a proclamation that we have to the town. Also, just want to, while Friend's coming up, St. Margaret's also is open today if you want to do a tour, but they have strawberry shortcake over there, and it's all homemade. So if you want to go over into the building, you can get strawberry shortcake, bring it out. And at 2 o'clock, we'll have the cutting of the cake. So, and after Friend speaks, we're going to have the essay contest winners come and read their essay. So I hope you have a wonderful afternoon, and here's Friend.
Thank you, Ann. On behalf of the Board of Selectmen, it is my honor and privilege to read to you the following proclamation. A proclamation in honor of the 375th anniversary of the town of Duxbury. Whereas Duxbury was originally inhabited by Native Americans, and it was known by the Wampanoags as Matakeesit, which means place of many fish. And whereas Duxbury has settled as early as 1627 by the English settlers from Plymouth, known today as Pilgrims. They lived on their Duxbury farms in the warmer weather, but returned to Plymouth Colony during the winter. And whereas Duxbury was incorporated on June 17th, 1637, and among its first settlers were Miles Standish, John Alden, and Elder William Brewster. And whereas Duxbury's heritage lies in its maritime past, from 1790 to the late 1840s, it supported a vibrant shipping industry. Today's prosperity from those times is seen in the number of federal-era homes which still stand proudly today. And whereas Today, Duxbury's maritime past is seen in its bustling waterfront and commercial aquaculture industry. Now, therefore, on the 17th day of June, 2012, the citizens of Duxbury pause in recognition and pride for each of the 375 years of Duxbury's glorious past, in thanks and celebration of Duxbury's present, and with hope and high expectations that future generations will continue to appreciate the magnificence and beauty of this community. Signed by the Duxbury Board of Selectmen, Theodore Flynn Chair, Sean Dolan, David J. Madigan, Town Manager Richard McDonald, and Town Clerk Nancy Oates. Thank you.
Now we'd like to introduce Candy Wheeler, and she was one of the 3 judges for the essay contest.
Thank you, Ann. Thanks, everyone. Could I have Janet Rich and Tony Chamberlain please join me up here? Janet, Tony. Good afternoon. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, and happy 375th birthday, Duxbury. I would like the essay contest winners to please come up on stage. As Ann said, I am Candy Weiler, and I am joined up on stage by Tony Chamberlain and Janet Rich. We were the judges of the essay contest. Before I introduce our winners, I just want to say a little bit about the contest. I would like to tell you how thrilled we were to receive 154 thoughtfully written essays. We had a good representation from all age categories. There were 4 separate age categories: grade 2, grades 3 through 5, grades 6 through 8, and grades 9 through 12. We thank the Duxbury School administrators and the teachers for encouraging these young writers to participate, and we thank their families for supporting their children to enter the contest. Lastly, but certainly not least, we want to thank the students who decided to write about what makes Duxbury unique to them. Thank you all, and of course, parents and teachers. It gives us great pleasure to introduce the following winners. Our 2nd grade winner is Carolyn Eldridge, and she is a student in Mrs. Donahue's 2nd grade class at Chandler School. The winner in grades 3 through 5 category is Chasey Sampson, who's a 4th grader at the Alden School. Lila Jones is the winner of the grades 6 through 8 age category. She is a 6th grader at Duxbury Middle School. Good job. In the 9 through 12 age category, Cameron Mayette is the winner. He is an 11th grader at Duxbury High School. When they read their essays, you can see why we picked these 4. So, to start, we will have Carolyn Eldridge. If you can come over here, sweetie. You can hold it.
Duxbury is unique to me because there's always something to do in every season. Every season brings changes to Duxbury. In winter, Duxbury has the best sledding hills. To sled, I like to go to Miramar. A lot of my friends go to North Hill. Maybe next year I'll go. Duxbury has great places to ice skate. There are bogs and ponds everywhere. Who could forget the Christmas tree lighting on the town green? Hot chocolate and visits with Santa. What fun! Duxbury is beautiful around the holidays. I like driving around Tinkertown with my family on Christmas Eve to see the luminaries. Don't get me wrong, winter isn't the only great season. When the weather warms up, Duxbury has so many things to do. Duxbury has the best playgrounds. My favorite is the one behind the library. On the weekends, you can find me playing sports. There are so many choices in Duxbury. When school's out, Duxbury is the place to be. No other town has a beach like ours. If you want ice cream, check out Farfar's and Scoops. The toy shop Once Upon a Time is next to Farfar's. My mom used to work there. They have great toys. I'm always excited for the 4th of July parade. I love to see the floats and catch the candy. This year I'm going to Camp Wing. It's so cool that there are camps in Duxbury. When the weather cools down again, it's back to school. This time of year, I like to sign up for classes at the Duxbury Art Association. I've taken animal art and sewing already, and I can't wait to try more. This is when the leaves fall. I love jumping in the leaf piles my parents rake up. I also love to walk on the trails and around the bogs to see the fall colors. Duxbury is beautiful in any season.
Tracy Sampson? What am I doing wrong?
Duxbury is a very unique town. Long, long ago, settlers came here on the ship called the Mayflower. They did not want to live in England because King James made unfair laws about churches and religion. The Pilgrims did not like him, so they got on the Mayflower and they left. 2 people on that ship were Captain Miles Standish and Henry Sampson. I am related to both of them. Henry Sampson was one of the first settlers of Duxbury. His nephew married Miles Standish's granddaughter, and they had a son named Miles Sampson. This is my little brother's name now. Henry Sampson owned land where my church is now. To me, it is unique that my relative owned the land where I now go to church. Miles Standish was also one of the first settlers of Duxbury. Now there is a monument dedicated to him. You can go up to the top and see almost all of Duxbury. There are 147 steps to reach the top. We counted. The beach is another thing about Duxbury that makes it very unique. At Duxbury Beach, the water is very cold, but I love to swim in it anyway. You can drive your car onto the beach. When I go to Duxbury Beach, we stay until nighttime and we have barbecues. While I am at Duxbury Beach, the sun beats down on my back and I feel the sand between my fingers and toes. I hear seagulls squawking and the sounds of many people enjoying the beach. The beach definitely makes Duxbury unique. Bluefish River and Powder Point Bridge are 2 things that make Duxbury very unique. Bluefish River is a bridge you can jump off at high tide. Whenever we drive past the bridge, we look to see if it is high tide or low tide. Sometimes it is dead low tide and the boats are sitting in the mud. At high tide, you can jump off the bridge. I have done this a couple of times. I swing my leg over the railing. I gracefully leap off the edge and fly through the air and land with a pleasing splash in the freezing water below. The Powder Point Bridge is a long, long wooden bridge. When we drive over it, we try to hold our breath the whole time. You can either walk over it or drive over it to get to the beach. Those are 2 fun things that make Duxbury unique. The Duxbury Library makes Duxbury very unique to me. The Duxbury Free Library is a huge library filled with any type of book you can imagine. The shelves seem to touch the skies, filled with books. There are special rooms where you can do your homework or go to after school for an activity. I do junior garden club and knitting at the library. My favorite books to get at the library are Nancy Drew mysteries. Another thing that makes Duxbury unique is Bumpus Park. With its luscious green grass, tall climbing trees, and the ocean right next to it, Bumpus Park is very unique. My family calls it Daredevil Park because we always climb trees and jump off them, like daredevils. Sometimes we have picnic lunches or dinners at Daredevil Park. At Daredevil Park, the trees are so close together that I try not to touch the ground and I jump from tree to tree. It is a very unique place in Duxbury. Lastly, Duxbury is unique because of the King Caesar House. I did a camp called Time Travelers Camp this past April vacation at the King Caesar House. We learned how to make paper, do calligraphy, make tin art, and make butter, ice cream, and 1, 2, 3, 4 cake. It's amazing how hundreds of years ago, people used to live in that house. It wasn't a museum. At one time, it was the Powder Point School for Boys. The King Caesar House makes Duxbury very unique. Duxbury is a very unique town, and I feel glad to live in it. Duxbury is a town full of history. When we walk around Duxbury, we are walking where the Pilgrims walked. In most places, you can't walk around history all the time. Duxbury is a unique town. Happy 375th birthday, Duxbury.
Now Lila Jones.
Hello, and welcome to Duxbury, Massachusetts. Today we will be discussing my favorite attractions in this great town. You may have even been to some yourself. Today I will be specifically focusing on my top 5 favorites. Let's begin. One amazing attraction in Duxbury is one that is difficult to overlook: Duxbury Beach. Enter the beach by traveling over the half-mile-long Powder Point Bridge. Built in 1892, it became the world's longest wooden bridge. After you cross the bridge, follow the path onto the beach. The path is bordered by a wooden fence and lacy, bright pink beach roses. When you are finished walking the path, spread out your towel, lather some sunscreen on, and enjoy the beauty of the beach. The roar and crashing of the waves as they forcefully slam against the sand, their white tips perched on the denim blue surf. You will hear seagulls chattering and calling above you, and squeals of laughter from delighted children splashing, boogie boarding, and building sandcastles. I know you've had fun on the beach, but now it's time to move on to our next attraction, the Bluefish River. Here at the Bluefish River, you can let the tides casually propel you down the winding river, or you could sit and fish. You can even jump off the Bluefish River Bridge, when it's high tide, of course. Not in the mood for getting wet? That's all right, too. Just take the roughly 5-minute walk to Snug Harbor. You can check out the boats, go whale watching, or get an ice cream from French Memories Bakery. You can check out some of the other shops also. You might want to dry off for our next destination, because unlike our first two, you definitely won't be swimming here. You may have guessed it, our next stop is Hall's Corner. Hall's Corner has been a very important crossroads since the days of the Pilgrims. It is named after Captain Daniel Hall, the owner of a tavern in the 1800s. There is a gas station currently sitting where the tavern used to be almost 200 years ago. At Hall's Corner, you can explore the shops like Dunkin' Donuts, Cotton's, Scoops, One, Rock, Paper, Scissors, West Wind's Bookstore, and several more. Our next destination is the Miles Standish Monument. The Miles Standish Monument sits on Captain's Hill. When the people of Duxbury decided to make the monument, they received funds from Mr. J. Henry Stickney from Baltimore, Maryland. Building was started in 1871. When the monument was 70 feet tall, they ran out of funding. By the time they had enough funding to continue, it was 1889. The granite on the lower part of the monument is a slightly lighter color, so today you can still see where the construction was delayed. Pretty cool, huh? Next stop, that would be the John Alden House Museum. John Alden was a ship carpenter and a cooper. He married Priscilla Mullins on May 12, 1622. John and Priscilla had 10 children. Today, the house is owned by the Alden Kindred of America Family Association. You can tour the house and learn about what life was like then. I think the coolest thing about the Alden House is that it is one of the only houses from the 17th century left today that has been untouched in a sense. What I mean is that the Alden House hasn't had any changes to keep up with modern times, like plumbing, electricity, modern kitchens, etc. Although these might be considered improvements, it takes away from the historic preservation factor of the house, which I think is the coolest part. Unfortunately, this is the end of our tour, but not the end of this paper. The Pilgrims came here because they wanted a better life. A couple years ago, my family moved to Duxbury for the same reason. My parents thought it would be good for us to grow up near the ocean and obtain our education in great schools, 2 things Duxbury has willingly offered. We've enjoyed living here so much. Everyone here is so nice. Duxbury is more than a town. We're more like a family. You feel as if you know everybody. We love the safe and fun atmosphere Duxbury offers us. Even though I've just listed some of the main attractions in Duxbury, that isn't the only thing that makes Duxbury what it is. There are plenty of other equally great places to visit. But even including all of those, Duxbury is more than that. Coastal Living magazine voted Duxbury on the top 3 list for cute, quaint beach towns. As flattering as this is to our town, Duxbury is still even more than that. It's hard to describe what a great place this town really is. I can definitely understand why the Pilgrims came here so many years ago.
And last but certainly not least, Cameron Mayette, and he was the winner of the 9 through 12 age category, and he's an 11th grader.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It is definitely a privilege and an honor to stand before you today and read my essay. In the state of Massachusetts, every town is unique. One might have a history of important trade, while others could be the birthplace of important people. The town of Duxbury is steeped in rich tradition and history in many ways. It was the second town incorporated into the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. It was a producer of ships during the 17th and 18th centuries. Duxbury has been around for many years, and in recent years, Duxbury has been a place I call home now. The amount of camaraderie that Duxbury has is what makes Duxbury unique to me. I came to Duxbury when I was a freshman. I was new, and I didn't know anyone. I kept in mind that everyone in my grade was new to the high school, but they had their group of friends, and I had no one. I will admit, I thought the kids of Duxbury wore high-class clothing to school, and I thought I would not fit in. I strongly disliked middle school when I was at my old town. I was bullied for stupid reasons, even by some of the girls. For me, it was not a good situation to be in. To my surprise and relief, the school had this day before the actual first day of school, hosted by the Link crew, to get all the new students comfortable with the high school. Granted, I still got lost sometimes, but it did help. That same day, one student actually welcomed me to Duxbury. It was a quick handshake and a few words, but it meant a lot. The majority of students made it easy to fit in, and by the second week, I had someone to sit with at every lunch, and I was just like everybody else. It is this sense of camaraderie that makes Duxbury unique to me. When my family and I moved to Duxbury, our new home was situated next to a cemetery. It was a little cemetery named Dingley Cemetery. I would have never thought that I would be finishing high school next to a cemetery. I quickly got used to it and later found out that it was the resting place of 4 veterans of our past military. They fought in our revolution and the War of 1812. My mother later informed me that every Memorial Day, the American Legion comes to the cemetery and takes part in a ceremony honoring the memory and sacrifices that each of them made. So on the morning of Memorial Day of that year, out of respect, I put on my uniform and stood at parade rest at the entrance, waiting for the American Legion to arrive. I did not know what to expect, so I made sure I looked good and ready. They arrived and asked me if I wanted to be in their formation. I immediately responded with a confident "yes, sir," and joined them in the ceremony. I had never met them, but because we shared a common purpose, to respect the ones that sacrificed everything, we trusted each other. It is this sense of camaraderie that makes Duxbury unique to me. Fast forward to August 2011, and we received the news that a West Point graduate from Duxbury has passed away while serving our country. As a town, we came together. We supported Lieutenant Steele's family and honored his memory admirably. The amount of respect and pride that I saw was strong. So strong that I have seen it during the entire school year. As a student body, we created posters to remember him. The Duxbury football team dedicated their season to Lieutenant Steele's memory. We will never forget his service to us. It showed me that this town of Duxbury is one unit, one team ready to support anyone in a time of need. It is this sense of camaraderie that makes Duxbury unique to me. The town of Duxbury of Massachusetts has been around for a long time, 375 years to be exact. It is small in size, but the hearts of the citizens that live here are huge in the idea of team effort. I was welcomed with open arms when I came here. We remember those who have fought for our freedom and support those in a time of need. We are capable of operating with a special sense of unit cohesion with the colors of green and white. I am proud to be a dragon, now and forever. Happy birthday, Duxbury, and happy Father's Day to my father, Gary Mayette. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. Enjoy the cake and enjoy the music after, and very thank you to all you winners. Thanks.
mean to make you cry. Baby girl, wipe that tear from your eye. Well, I've been acting such a fool, like I got nothing to lose, losing you. Now I think that I should put down that drink. Yeah, I know it makes it so hard to think that you were showing all your love, and I was young just because I'm a fool. You should know that I fall in love every day. You should know that no other woman can make it that way. I need to learn to keep my head before I get what I get coming to me. Now by far you are the sweetest thing that I've ever known. And now I know what it means to never feel all alone. I just wanted to say that I am so sorry. Oh, no. Oh, and sweet thing, I didn't mean to make you cry. Baby girl, wipe that tear from your eye. Well, I've been acting such a fool, like I got nothing to lose, losing you, losing you. Oh, I'm losing you, losing you.
Hi, I'm Terry Ryber. This is Sunday, June 17th, and we're celebrating Duxbury's 375th. I have with me Ann Antonellis and Tony Kelso, the two co-chairs of the 375th committee. So, what was it like putting on an event like this?
It was exciting. It was fun. Actually, the whole year has been fun, and today's the birthday, so that's a great day.
Yeah, it was a perfect day out. You know, it was an easy event. Just picnic, cake, music, you know.
And birthday.
And birthday.
And what events have we had so far this year and you're planning for the rest of the year?
We've had the lecture series. You can talk about that.
Yeah, the lecture series at the library that's paired. It's a short talk and then a movie that somehow corresponds to a period of Duxbury's history. So we're doing that. There's a few more to go. We're not quite done with those yet.
And then in the fall, we're having the Candlelight Series, which will be at the First Parish Church up on Tremont Street. And we're having Brian Jones and his chorus coming down from Boston. And that's going to be September 8th. Then we have another one in
November.
Two in November.
One in October.
October 20th is the South Shore Conservatory. And all the faculty there is going to be doing Duxbury Through the Ages. They're going to do different songs from the 1600s all the way up to contemporary time. And then in just November 16th, I think it is, we're doing at the PAC, we're having the high school bands and chorus, and Stephen Carriodonis from the Plymouth Philharmonic directing also with the Rick Madrew, the event. So those are three, and then we are planning a surprise for maybe December.
Okay. Now, I heard you had a very good clam bake a week or two ago.
Oh, the clam bake was last weekend. We served over 450 people. Great band, music, beautiful evening. Again, we got the beautiful weather.
Yeah.
We were very lucky.
Yeah, we lucked out on these two big events.
And what was most memorable, the lobster bake that you liked?
I think just the weather, just the absolute incredible weather, you know, and just the fun times. You know?
And I thought it was beautiful. At one point, that my back was to the clam bake people that were making everything, and I was looking in, coming into the tent, and everybody was sitting around on their thing, eating their little lobsters in their little silver tray, and it brought me back to what the 1800s would have been. Even though we were contemporary, it gave you this fare of town spirit, and it was just it was a gorgeous evening.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That's awesome. So Will there be any effect of the 375th on the July 4th parade this year?
We're in discussion about that right now. We were really until we're talking about maybe doing a float, but until we got through this last week, we really haven't defined it. So that's our next discussion of the committee.
We'll put the cake on the float.
Yeah, we're looking for volunteers to help.
That'll be good.
Yes, and we're thinking the Duxbury Business Association could do it along with us.
Oh, sure. My last question is, do you have any advice for the people that might be putting on the 400th anniversary in 25 years' time?
Yes, I actually do. Start fundraising early, and also, depending on, honestly, to really start early. I'd say 2 years earlier would be even better, because you really would get a little bit more momentum and maybe more people would be involved. And the 400th will need those extra 2 years, because 375, while it's wonderful, it's not a 400th.
Right.
And Tony and I are going to love attending all those events, but we're not going to run it.
in our wheelchairs.
We will be in our wheelchairs, and we will be honorary guests.
Well, maybe they'll be interviewing you in your wheelchairs in 25 years' time. That would be a lot of fun. And I think we should probably say thanks to all the 375th committee. I understand it was quite a large committee that helped put this on.
It was a very diverse, great committee of all kinds of people, and been a lot of fun. And
we made a lot of new friends, and we've worked really well as a team.
Yeah,
that's great. Okay, thanks again to Ann and Tony. Wonderful birthday today. It's just wonderful weather, huge cake, great music, just a lot of fun. And thanks again.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Terry Reiber, and I'm at the 375th birthday. It's Sunday, June 17th, and I'm with Don Reed, who's a member of the 375th committee, and generally someone who's seen as volunteering on every committee. He's just everywhere. He is really, truly one of the most incredible people I've met in town in terms of helping anyone out. So what does the 375th mean to you, Don?
Giving something back to the town. It's a great town. There's some great people. It's just nice to give something back. I hope they appreciate it.
And what's been your biggest highlight so far this year?
The clam bake.
Yeah, that was fun.
Clam bake was great. 450 plus. Great band, great people. I hope they all enjoyed themselves. They seem to enjoy themselves. It was a good event.
And I guess 375th is going to roll into the July 4th parade?
That's correct. We've been planning that. And we're working on new things, hopefully, and I hope we have a great turnout for that.
So is there any advice you want to give to the people who will be planning the 400th anniversary in 25 years' time?
Get plenty of volunteers.
Yeah, okay.
That's it. No, it's good. It's great. You're going to meet some great people. I would recommend everybody volunteer a little bit of their time to the community. You meet some great people. It's just nice to give back to the town. So.
Okay, thanks a lot, Don. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Hi, I'm here with Will Zachman, who's one of the leading intellectuals in town. I know he's had his own blog and he's had articles for the Clipper. So I'm going to ask Will what the 375th means to him.
Well, it means another 25 years has passed since the 350th, and then we've got 25 to go for the 400th, and I intend to be here.
Were you here for the 350th?
Yes, uh-huh.
And what was it like in comparison?
Well, I think that this is a much more mellow year, and the weather's better.
Okay.
Much better.
You mean it was a little crazier? Was that because it was like the 60s or something?
Oh, no, it wasn't that long ago. It was 25 years ago. It doesn't take us quite back to the 60s.
No, the 90s, late 80s or something. So what was it like back in Duxbury 25 years ago?
Much the same as it is now. Not quite as tidy and a few less people. Houses were smaller. And people didn't exercise as much as they do now.
Oh, yeah, okay. So what do you expect Duxbury's going to look like 25 years from now?
Probably still very much like it does now, but with a few more people and,
More exercise?
And bigger houses. I don't know if it'll be more exercise. We'll see. Of course, we might be a province of China by then, but you never know.
Do you think technology is going to have an effect in this town in terms of pulling people together?
It could. One of the things that has clearly happened over the last few decades is that you have a lot of people who in fact work from their homes, whether they're really directly running a business or whether they're marketing people or salespeople or simply working remotely somewhere. And that's clearly one of the biggest changes, I think, and one that's going to happen lots more.
Okay.
over the next 25 years, over the next decade even.
Okay, is there anything you want to say to the people 25 years from now? You'd like to reach out when we put this hopefully in a time capsule?
Well, hopefully I'll still be there and still be writing a column for the Clipper and still have my Duxbury Times blog going. So 25 years from now, yeah, check them both out.
Okay, we'll interview you again in 25 years.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Hi, I'm Terry Ryburn, and I'm with Jennifer and Jamie McNabb. So how's your 375th going?
It's a wonderful time down here on the town green, Terry. I'm glad I could fit in the schedule today and come down here and enjoy the cake cutting and see all the work that went into this. It's a beautiful day.
It's great so far. I'm recently moved back to the area, so it's nice to be back in town and spending Father's Day with my dad. So happy Father's Day, love you. And hanging out with our family and listening to some great music. It's been good.
So were you here 25 years ago when they had the 350th?
Actually, I missed that one. I was in town, but I did not attend. I'm not quite sure what was up that day, but for some reason wasn't able to get down here.
So do you have anything you want to say to the people when the 400th rolled around and they pull this video out of a time capsule? What would you like to say to the people in the future?
I'd just say keep Duxbury going along just the way it is, and it's going to be a beautiful place as long as we have caring people in the town and enough foresight to purchase pieces of property like this, to have events like this, and just to have a great time for the town.
Yeah, I agree. Just take care of the land and make sure that there's space for your children's children. And I know we're third generation Duxbury family actually, so definitely very proud to be part of that legacy and hope that there's plenty of space in the future for my children and their children to play and hang out and get to have opportunities like this, because it's such a special place. And having lived somewhere else for a lot of years, I think it really just reiterates what a fantastic town this is and how special of a place we were raised in.
Okay, thanks to you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
And how about this Jackson Weatherby in back of us, a Duxbury native himself. Wonderful time. Thank you.
All right, boys. Say happy birthday to Duxbury, huh? Happy birthday to Duxbury. Congratulations on 375 years.
Happy birthday to Duxbury. Happy birthday, Duxbury. 375. Say hi.
This is the first piece of cake from the big cake. Happy birthday, Duxbury.
Looks pretty good, too.
It didn't matter when the world got shattered, so close to broken out and left us scattered. Without the TVs and electric heating, well, I don't know where to go. Oh, people, we're so out of control. Lord, tell me where to go now. Yeah. We're so out of control. It didn't matter when the world got shattered, so close to broken out, left us scattered. Without the TVs and the electric heating, well, I don't know where to go. Oh, people, we're so out of control. Lord, tell me where to go. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're so out of control. Yeah, 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 yeah.